Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. So this is the location that we plan to build the first Islamic building in the United States of America. Alhamdulillah, we have purchased this location, this property, an 18.30 acres land with several buildings inside of the land itself. So it was a former school. It used to be a school for special need, but then unfortunately I was rented to the chicken farm. So many of those buildings are unusable. There are several buildings that we are going to renovate. This is the parking lot here. This is the parking lot. And we are going to show you the first building that we are at the moment renovating. This is the first house. This is quite large house. There are 6 or even 7 rooms inside of the house, so it's quite big house. This house, inshallah, is going to be temporarily dome for the teachers and also for the principal, but also can be used for office temporarily. And then these big buildings is going to be demolished because it cannot be used at all. In this place, we are going to build a mosque. So there will be a mosque here, and then to the left side of this mosque there will be a library and also a Mu'allaf center here in this area. We are going to build, inshallah ta'ala, when the fund is collected, we are going to build a mosque and Mu'allaf center and library here in this area. Now going down, coming back again, that is the old house. It is already renovated, it's beautiful at the moment, ready for use. On the other side of the house is the second building. That one, inshallah, that building is going to be used as a dorm for the students, where the students stay in that. There are 14 rooms in that building and accommodate up to quite many big number of students. And then we have building number 3. It is now also going to be renovated. That building is going to be classes, but also going to be a prayer room because it's quite huge inside. Adam, she's interviewing me.
Oh, okay, good. I like when it's good.
She's also making film.
Good.
Now, the rest of the buildings are going to be demolished, including the big domes. This the big house is going to be demolished, of course, because cannot be used at all. But then this one is going to be demolished. First, because the location is in the middle, and we want this to be an open space for the people to enjoy during the summertime. And then those are small buildings around are going all to be demolished. So that we can build for long term, inshallah. But as you see, as we are moving down, the facilities is quite large. Again, as I said, 18.30 acres land. So we go down and you will see some other facilities at the back. We are in the process of building a basketball court, and also swimming pool is under renovation, and also we are going to have a volleyball field, and of course soccer at the end of the location. We're going to have a soccer field where students can play. It is truly beautiful because you feel the sense of nature. You can hear the birds, You see the green around the trees. The weather is beautiful, very clean, and so it is truly a place where we can enjoy here while learning. And these are other several buildings are going to be demolished. Cannot be used at all. It's under renovation at the moment. Hopefully by this summer we can use it for kids because we're going to have our summer program here for the kids. So I hope that they will enjoy not only learning but also outdoor activities including sports, and we have swimming for them already by this July. On the other side, we are in the process of building basketball court, basketball field here, and our contractors are working very hard to make all these facilities ready by the end of June, inshallah. So this is a sport complex facility. Basketball on the left is now under renovation, and then you're going to have tennis court here on the right, volleyball or tennis court on the right, and of course towards the back side, towards the end, we're going to have soccer field there. But the land continues towards the end of this jungle. This jungle belongs to us again. It's so huge. If you walk, it takes a few minutes to go back. So this jungle belongs to us, and beyond the jungle there is a pond. We are going to renovate that pond for fishing things. Okay. So these are the facilities that we're going to utilize here at this place, inshallah. But again, the location is quite larger than that. We have forests where people can do hiking. There is a pond where they can do fishing, and not far from here, of course, there's a lake where people can also do fishing. So this is basically Moodus, basically the city of a kind of tourist destination where people are coming in the summer. There's a beautiful castle on the other side, and also waterfall not far from here, so like 7-minute drive from this location. So this is a very ideal place for people to come and enjoy summer, but also for students to learn. So the purpose of this property for long term, inshallah, God wills, is to build an Islamic boarding school where students stay and learn. It's a kind of seminary for our, in the Christian term, where people can prepare themselves to be preacher or priest. Or here also we plan to have that Islamic boarding school for our Muslim youngsters, inshallah.
Model you're doing, or is this like completely your own?
Yeah, so that's what exactly in my intention, to build what we call in Indonesia Pesantren. And Pesantren is equivalent to the word Islamic boarding school. But our Islamic boarding school is quite different from the word madrasa in the Middle East, where madrasa in the Middle East is primarily learning of the Quran and the prophetic hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. While in Indonesia, when you say Pesantren or Islamic boarding school, means it is really a full-time school. In addition, you are learning also religion. You're learning Quran, Arabic language, and other stuff that is related to the teaching of Islam. So it is truly a very comprehensive learning center for Muslims. We are going to have computer learning center. We are going to have different stuff that we are going to have here in this location.
And is this something you've kind of always wanted to do, or it just kind of opportunity sort of came upon you?
That's what I always have in mind. The reason is this. There is a stigma, particularly in the minds of some friends in the West, that Islam is primarily Middle Eastern, or dominated by Middle Eastern minds or Middle Eastern interpretations or even cultures. So we would like to present a different style, a different face of Islam in terms of cultures, in terms of social, related issues. That it is not necessarily Middle Eastern. It is not necessarily even South Asian or Pakistanis or Indians. There are a huge number of Muslims in Southeast Asia, including in Indonesia and Malaysia. So we'd like to present this as a new alternative, which is more, in my understanding, more friendly, in the minds of people, where possibly people used to say, smiling face of Islam. That's what we want to tell our neighbors around, that this is what we are here.
And last question, is this for boys and girls, or just?
It is for boys and girls, for both. And hopefully we are going to have separate dorms, but we have the same school. Boys and girls can learn the same place. Yeah.
Good.
So, and I have a very ambitious plan basically for these locations. For the long term, it may take up to even more than 5 years. We are going to build new buildings, and the buildings will be characterized as Indonesian in nature, where you have even a mosque, but it's not necessarily looks like a mosque. Okay, so we are going to have these several buildings that represent, for example, traditional homes in Indonesia, like Javanese home, Sumatra home, or Sulawesi homes, but that can be dorms for the students. The reason why I am having this planning, because I want also to introduce that Indonesia is the largest Muslim country in the world, and we have to let our neighbors, our friends know that when you talk about majority Muslim countries, not Egypt, it's not Saudi Arabia, or it's not Iran or Pakistan, it is Indonesia. And that's why the buildings that we're going to build here are going to be characterized. The characteristics of the building will be like Indonesian in nature. That's what our plan will be. It's under renovation also. So we're going to build stairs where people can sit. But our land is further extended back. Primarily from the United States, but we plan to have some exchange program with Indonesian boarding school, with our boarding school. So possibly we can accommodate some of them to come here for a few months to learn, because my purpose is to have them global mind. As you know, that the Nusantara Foundation at the moment had a program called a Global Leadership Program, where we sponsor every year 2 terms. Each term is 12 students. So we have 24 students every year coming to the United States to learn leadership, to learn about interfaith dialogue, to learn about other communities, to interact with them, experience living with non-Muslims, because we Muslims in the majority Muslim country, oftentimes we are not exposed to the outside world. So it is very important for the student to go out and learn from others, and that's the purpose. So we have that plan of a kind of sandwich program. We're going to invite them to come here and learn for a few months. We expose them to the outside world, particularly in the United States of America. So this is jungle. Again, it belongs to us.
Sure aren't as attractive as they used to be.
Yeah.
Now they have ticks and diseases and things. Just so you know.
Yeah. For educational purposes, and this will be kept as it is, forest. Okay. We are going to clean it for hiking, for different stuff in the future. And again, around 10 acres from here, there is a big pond where you can fish. Basically, it also belongs to us. If you go back behind this jungle or forest, there is a big pond where you can see the fishes and you can fish, enjoy in the summertime. But I truly love to come here, sitting down in the day, even because you can still hear the sound of the birds. All right, that's it.
Looks great. Congratulations. I know it'll be a lot of work, but
Yes, it is.
or a lot of money.
Absolutely. Join us. Just socialize, feel you're part of
Okay.
this.
All right.
Hello. No need for
Howdy. Hi.
Thank you.
Will Brady.
Yeah, yeah.
Just so you know, I forget names. I remember faces.
Okay.
So I may see you at the drugstore or
Possibly.
something, and I'll like. So eventually, I remember your name. Colorful.
Our priorities is to be a part of the community.
Yeah.
We want our neighbors also to feel that we are part of them, and just we feel that we belong to this neighborhood as well.
I hope other people have come.
Yeah, we invite them.
We invite, but
Okay.
They will come around 7:30.
Oh, I didn't know what time.
No. You can
I thought it was like.
come and sit and
Yes,
talk.
we
Okay.
because
All right. You're not going to take pictures of me all night, are you?
That's okay. Okay. Some people just preparing food.
Uh-huh.